together. Okay. Probably just get me hooting and hollering. Okay. Takes so long for this to load up. Trying to get the TikTok going. Okay. That, you get there. You go here. You go here. Did I? Nope, I didn't fix that. Okay. Now we can do this. Okay. Alrighty. Hi, Justin. Hi, Dragon's Celt. Dragon's Celt on both of the apps. Hello. Okay. I got that to work. That's working. Yes. Cool. Good morning. Lost my charger. Need to put that back on. How's everybody doing today? Olive Smith. What's that? What does that even mean? Oh, I need to connect that too. Okay, there we go. Now we're going. All right. Oh, her assumed name making, yeah. Olive Johnson. Olive Smith. What are other? It's pretty much. I did watch the hearing. We watched it in Olives before I went live yesterday, and then we watched it after I went live. That's what we're going to cover today is some of the clips from it. Despicable performance. Fucking shameful. Hi, Chicky. Disgraceful. But yeah, stop jumping. Why is my screen jumping? I'm not doing anything. Okay. She was great. Sure she was. Oh, I didn't set a goal, did I? That would help. There we go. The roses. Hello. TDS? Yeah, I would agree that MAGA supporters do have TDS. How about that Dow? Yeah, I'm going to use that anytime I get in trouble with anything. Yeah, ma'am, did you know you were speeding? Well, how about the Dow being up to 50,000 points? Have you seen that, officer? I'm sure that'll work great to get out of a speeding ticket. Yeah. Sure. That's silly. Let's see what Jason has to say real quick while we're sitting here. Jason, how are you today?
I'm doing good. So I'm not really into politics like that, but I do sense bullshit. So it's like,
good for you. You go take that somewhere where they'll give you a gold star for it, baby. It's okay. MAGA are on a 4th grade reading level? Well, a lot of America is. Progressive Possum, hello over there on the Purple Witch. Guys on the Tubes of You, I see you as well. So thank you guys for being here. 100 people on TikTok, so let's make sure we're doing all the good things. Tap that screen, share the live out, do your daily heart me if you have not done so. I appreciate you guys being here. I have the little roses. If we could get that knocked out, that helps push us onto the algorithm so that we get more viewership and build up the platform. That would be great. I would appreciate it. I don't know why my screen keeps jumping. I apologize for that. But if you guys want to watch on Tubes or Purple Witch, it's probably a better viewing experience. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, the mic is on. I don't know why it is. I think. Oh, well, that I muted myself just now. That didn't help, did it? Yeah, it's on. I don't know. Let me bring up my backup account and my work wife.
It just sounds muffled.
That's weird. I don't know. Don't know why. Let's see. Turn it up like that. I don't know if that does anything, but
We'll figure it out as we go along, like we
Yeah.
always do.
I was like, it sounds the same to me. It's reading the same, so I don't know. Unless I'm being muffled. Yeah, no, Peabody, I saw that turning into a meme. But good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. I don't think I did all the other little intros, but if you guys could also work on my 100 goal that I have every single day, I would greatly appreciate it. That is income for my family. Literally, the goal that you guys met for me yesterday, I used and paid my water bill. So thank you guys so much for that. It really, really is helpful. All right, where's my outline? We're going to do Bondi.
Miss Pamela.
Talking about Miss Pamela. Now, granted, there wasn't much to fact check because she just didn't say things at all. Oh, what did I did want to bring that real quick first, though. Because I about fell out. If you guys haven't heard Trump from the Cole event yesterday, this is the only piece of it that you need to hear. Just this one.
And I'm proud to officially name the undisputed, when did this come out, Mr. Speaker? The undisputed champion.
What was that again, Mr. President?
And I'm proud to officially name the undisputed, when did this come out, Mr. Speaker?
And per Kayla and my husband's request, it is now a sound.
Undisputed, when did this come out?
I don't want to hear about a Biden stumble ever again. Ever again. Shushies. No, straight talk, that's not my complaint. That was just for a laugh. Let's talk about Pam Bondi's embarrassing fucking performance in front of the committee yesterday for the House of Representatives. I don't think she understands how this works, right? So each representative, Republican and Democrat, are given a certain amount of minutes to speak. It is their time. They were given each 5 minutes. Granted, they can ask a question in those 5 minutes if they wish to. If they don't wish to, they do not have to. A lot of them did try to get answers out of her. And instead of answering anything in regards to Epstein, she would deflect with her little binder that she had, her little burn book on all of the representatives. And if she starts answering as per the rules, when she starts answering, and if it's something that she's either not answering or deflecting, or it's not an answer that they like, they are allowed to say, I reclaim my time, meaning she has to shut the fuck up because it's their time and now they can continue speaking. She didn't like that very much, but that's too fucking bad because that is the rules of the House of the committee. Too bad. Straight talk, how are you today?
I'm good.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Okay. How old are you? What state did you vote in?
58, California.
All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Did you see the jobs report yesterday?
I did. Did you see what it was?
Double what anyone predicted. I mean, we have some very high-paying jobs in this country.
And is that going well in comparison to what we've had in previous years from previous presidents, by chance?
Yes,
it is.
And not only that,
that's interesting.
Not only does it compare favorably, but it is in manufacturing, which is an industry that we are sorely needing more of. Where did
it say manufacturing for the jobs report?
Well, that's where those jobs are coming in. And they're also in construction.
Construction
Listen,
is not the same
this
thing.
isn't a Senate subcommittee. If you want an answer to the question, I'll give you an answer to your question.
This is jobs, 130,000. You can ignore this. I hate this. I didn't like that the Bulwark did this personally. That's stupid. But this chart in and of itself is from the BLS via Fred. So 130,000 jobs in this month of 2026, whereas... Oh, he's doing so well. Let's look up manufacturing jobs while we're here.
Wait for next month.
Oh,
and
now we have to wait.
after.
Now we have to wait and see.
And the month after.
Now we have to wait and see.
No. You guys wanted everything
here we
right
go.
this
Here's
second.
manufacturing jobs.
It's never going to be enough for you.
Here's manufacturing jobs. That's doing really well, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure.
Was on its way down, and now it is going
Crashing.
up. And wait for the next few months.
Why is it starting to go back up?
I'm crashing.
You are. No, I said the graph is crashing. Why is it starting to go back up?
You're right. The last 4 years of Biden crashed the graph.
This is
No
1
doubt
year,
about
dummy. Look, January 2025. And then
why
in April,
did those jobs? Let's take a look at why did those jobs start? We start reducing.
Yeah, why?
Because we trimmed the size of our government.
That's not why. The manufacturing
Of course it
jobs.
is.
We trimmed the size of our government, and that's why manufacturing jobs dive bombed. These are manufacturing jobs.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I thought you were looking at overall jobs.
Nope. Manufacturing.
So you only look at manufacturing
Correct,
jobs.
because that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, because we don't have manufacturing in this country. We're on a slow bleed of manufacturing jobs.
Oh, well, all of a
sudden
in April, it dive bombed. It wasn't a steady drop. It was a dive bomb. Why?
Yes.
Why?
Well, probably tariffs.
Oh, okay. So Donald Trump did that, and now that he's starting to back off, it's
working.
slowly starting.
We exchanged
How are they working?
Jobs.
How?
We exchanged those jobs
we didn't.
for tariff income. We used that tariff income to induce investment in this country.
Who pays a
that
tariff?
investment in turn created manufacturing
Who pays a tariff?
Facilities, and that in turn created manufacturing jobs.
Who pays a tariff? Who pays for it?
If you think
who pays
you
it?
don't know who you're talking to, do you? Let me explain something to you.
Who pays a tariff?
Who pays a tariff?
Who pays a tariff?
You want to repeat that a couple more times?
Yeah. Who pays a tariff? Who pays a tariff? Who pays a tariff? Because that's what the fuck I asked you. If I don't know who I'm talking to, then answer the fucking question, Pam Bondi. Who pays a tariff?
How many times you want to answer that?
A drag path. All right. Let's get back to the outline. Since Mr. Commerce Guy doesn't know that answer. Guys, 225 people in here. Let's get up to 15,000 likes while we're sitting here. I would appreciate that so much. Are you going to answer the question now, or are you going to keep crying?
The question, to answer your question, the manufacturer pays the tariff.
The manufacturer in what country? If we have a tariff on Chinese goods.
If it's our tariff on China, the manufacturer in China pays the tariff.
No, where'd you get that from?
Ma'am,
prove that to me.
Let me finish answering your question.
No, prove that to me.
I'm going to.
No, with right now.
There are 8 ways.
Nope.
What are you a toddler?
You are wrong.
I am not wrong.
You are wrong. The corporations who import Chinese goods would pay the tariff because it's an import duty. There
are 8.
I'm done talking to idiots who deny facts. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. But that means, guys, that we might not have as many opportunities for kicks. So if you could support me through the pay links in my bio, I have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I would appreciate it. Please tip your content creators. Make sure you guys are supporting us. I do this for a living, but I'm not going to continue to be berated and talked to and condescended to by somebody who literally just incorrectly described what a tariff is. So I'm not doing that. So
also within the jobs report, it only really speaks on hang on, where is it? It was
healthcare had the biggest.
Healthcare, social assistance, construction, while federal government and financial activities lost jobs. So it wasn't even manufacturing, it was healthcare.
Right.
Social assistance.
Correct.
So
okay, we're going to do Jamie Raskin's opening statement, part of it to Pam Bondi first. And we're just going to play clips from that. And then I do have stuff from victims at the end. Also, some interesting information about the fact that, big government is looking into what you're searching when you are looking through the Epstein library on the DOJ. So that's fun.
That will be your legacy unless you act quickly to change course. You're running a massive Epstein cover-up right out of the Department of Justice. You've been ordered by subpoena and by Congress to turn over 6 million documents, photographs, and videos in the Epstein files, but you've turned over only 3 million. You say you're not turning over the other 3 million because they're somehow duplicative, but we know that there are actual memos of victim statements in there. And you also took down the Department of Justice's prosecution memo from 2019. So it's clearly not all duplicative, but even if it were, why not release it? Just release all the duplicative stuff. In the half you did produce, you redacted the names of abusers, enablers, accomplices, and co-conspirators, apparently to spare them embarrassment and disgrace, which is the exact opposite of what the law ordered you to do. Even worse, you shockingly failed to redact many of the victims' names, which is what you were ordered to do by Congress. Some of the victims had come forward publicly, but many had not. Many had kept their torment private, even from family and friends. But you published their names, their identities, their images on thousands of pages for the world to see. So you ignored the law, and even with over 100,000 employees at your disposal, you acted with some mixture of staggering incompetence, cold indifference, and jaded cruelty towards more than 1,000 victims raped, abused, and trafficked. This performance screams cover up.
And it is. That is what it is. And we saw that in her performance in not answering questions. I'll get to that in a minute. My brother Mod gave me, oh, it is that. Maybe that's why. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Does that sound better?
That's a lot better.
It was picking up the webcam mic. That's why. Let me make sure that's not what this one is. It shouldn't be. Desktop audio. I don't know what things look like in OBS. It doesn't help me. It shouldn't be, though. That one should be set to this one. Okay. Okay, my purple witch sounded fine. Thank you, Brother Mod. Sorry, guys, for that. Had to do that real quick. Robert, how are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Okay. How old are you? What state did you vote in?
I'm 26 and I voted in Kentucky.
All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
I just really don't think the Democrats would do a much better job than he would, so that's why I still support him.
What? Can the Democrats do anything in the government right now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they had power, I don't think that they would do a better job than Trump.
But that doesn't mean you have to support Trump. You could just support neither party. So why are you choosing to support him?
Well, I guess if you put it that way, then I wouldn't necessarily say I support Trump. And it's just more that I would prefer to vote for him over a Democrat.
Well, yeah, but he won. There's nothing we can do about that until 2028, possibly 2026, with impeachment, possibly. But that's
and if I can give a for instance, actually, so the person who I'll be voting for in the House of Representatives, for instance, is not the Trump endorsed candidate. Sure. Thomas Massey is actually my representative, and Ed Gallerin is running against him as the Trump endorsed candidate, and I will not be voting for Ed Gallerin.
Is Thomas Massey running again? I don't remember. Does he plan to? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And are you planning to vote for Thomas Massey?
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. I actually appreciate that you are informed about your midterms. WU. You're doing a good job as a voter then, even if we disagree in our politics. Thomas Massey and we disagree a lot on social issues, but in way of his integrity, he means what the fuck he says when he's going to do something. So.
Yeah, that's actually the reason I support him as well. I feel like he's a very authentic person and is not paid for and bought out by special interests. I think that he generally feels like he's representing his constituents.
I absolutely agree with you. Well, I mean, if you're not really supportive of like most of what Trump's doing or his policies, then I don't think you and I have much disagreement. I mean, we probably have disagreements in ideology, but that's something we can move on to more when we get to newer presidential elections than local, because I can't affect you here in Colorado, and I think you're doing a good job being an informed voter. So,
Well, it's possible that we would
Sure.
maybe have some pretty significant disagreements. Like,
Mhm.
for instance, the border enforcement, I am in strong favor of the increased deportations and detainments that the administration is bringing about.
Sure, but do
And
you
I,
like the way in which they're violating the law to do it?
well, that's the part I would contend, is that
Right.
I don't think that they are violating the law
How
actually
not?
in their enforcement. Oh, I think the onus is on you to kind of tell me how they are.
Sure, that's fair. Well, we've seen multiple judgments from judges that we've had a wild increase in habeas petitions with the way that they are detaining people and the way that they are not allowing them to have their due process. Granted, there are things like expedited removal, but the amount of habeas petitions we are getting is showing that I don't think they're even going through that in a decent way where they are allowed to appeal to a judge. And I think that's where I have a problem. Like, I don't have any issue with deporting people who have gone through a process, specifically people who are convicted criminals in this country. That's already the law. Get rid of them. That's fine, even though they still have right to appeal. That's the way it is. My issue is the deportation of legal green card citizens without any kind of conviction. We have seen where 70% of the people they are detaining don't have any kind of criminal conviction. So I don't see what benefit we are getting by terrorizing our communities.
Well, in terms of the green card holder removal, the executive branch has a lot of authority over
They do.
what they determine as, harmful or just T activity to the federal, or to the United States rather. And so
foreign, not really domestic. We don't really have laws on like how we define domestic terrorist groups. That's not really something that we do. We can define domestic terrorist acts, but not label groups. That's not something we really have laws for in this country.
Well, yeah, I think that kind of speaks to my point, though, is that there's not a lot of case law on this. So
Sure,
the
then they need to
executive
do
does have a
something
lot
about
of, well, perhaps. And I think that honestly, the actions that the government is taking now and the court cases that will follow because of it is going to set the precedent for a lot of that case law moving forward. But in terms of the federal government violating the law at this moment, I don't really think that you can say they're violating the law because they're doing something that you disagree with.
No, but that the judges say they are. Like, we can talk about not the person himself, because I don't give a fuck about the individual and whether he's a good person or not. That doesn't mean anything to me in this moment legally. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, that was a 9-0 ruling from SCOTUS that his due process rights were violated by this government, who then went and lied about it.
He was returned to the United States, though, the way that the court ordered.
Yeah, but it took a long time. And why did they bring him back?
Because the court ordered it.
They brought him back supposedly because of charges that he was going to have. Just recently, I just posted this one. Where did I put it? Judge Boasberg has ordered the Trump administration to facilitate the return of Venezuelan men illegally deported under the Alien Enemies Act and who are currently in countries other than Venezuela, and has also given them the right to file their habeas petitions out of country. Like, they are getting in trouble with the judges for what they're doing in regards to immigration. Now, I would agree with you that the executive branch does have a lot of leeway, and I think Congress probably needs to rein that in. This Congress certainly isn't going to do that. But I would agree with you in that way. But they also still don't have this right, even according to the judges.
Well, and I think that is another question in of itself, is does the judge have the right to issue or create laws themselves? Like, that's
they're not creating laws, they're interpreting the law, and they're saying that law is being violated by the Trump administration.
Well, again, I would maybe disagree with that.
Sure, you can disagree with the judge, but that means nothing legally.
Of what is actually happening.
That means
because
nothing
they
legally.
Are in a way creating some sort of law that, you have to, I don't know, like,
follow the Constitution? How dare they?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the interpretation of the Constitution. Like, I don't
job.
know if that's what they're. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's what they're doing. I would say that they're more creating like a new set of rules, and that the administration is obviously going to challenge some of these.
Sure, they will challenge that,
right?
Is and those go to circuit
like
courts,
on the green
and
card
then
removal
sure.
stuff specifically, because they can't create the standard themselves as to what is a legal removal of a green card holder. They can only, like you say, interpret if someone's due process is being violated.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah. No, that would have to, in way of like what would deem a green card holder removable right now is under the executive branch. I agree with you that Congress would have to go in legislatively and change that or restrict that power from the executive branch. I don't have any issue with that. I tell people all the time, not you, obviously, we haven't talked about that, but a lot of people come in and they disagree with asylum. And that's fine. You can disagree with it. That's your fifis. And again, I'm not royal you, not you. But I said, then get Congress to change it. If he has this quote unquote mandate in Congress, they damn sure should be able to go in and change the asylum law, and they're not. So the fact that you don't like it, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I would say further on that point too, that, and these of course are the administration's numbers, so you can interpret that how you like. But the numbers that I've read is that there have been close to 700,000 detainments and deportations that have occurred during the Trump administration's first year.
Was that a presser, though, or is that some sort of stat?
I think that's a Department of Homeland Security stat. But like I said...
because a lot of the times what I get shown is pressers.
I have no idea. See, I could look it up real quick if I needed to. It sounds like you might be doing the same thing. But.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to find... Detainment and deportation figures. Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to find where you're citing that from. This is a press release dated December 19th, 2025 from Secretary Kristi Noem talking about talking about apprehensions, most secure border in history. But again, it's a press release, and that means nothing to me if she's not going to like cite the information. Like, okay, where does this come from? That's an X post that they hyperlinked, which is insane to be citing. What's this one? This one's CVP, illegal alien apprehensions are down. I would agree with that because encounters are down.
But just, I guess the number's not necessarily super important.
Sure.
It's more the fact that of the detainments and deportations that they have initiated thus far, I believe around 125 of those cases have been found to be wrongfully done. And so, like, obviously, I mean, one violation of constitutional right is breaking the law. I wouldn't disagree with that. But to kind of paint it as a greater mass violation of constitutional rights on American citizens is not necessarily reflected in the data that the administration is providing.
Because the way in which they are detaining people, by having ICE roaming cities, not doing just like, yes, some of them are doing targeted enforcement, of course, but some of them are not. And they're just rounding people up. I spoke about this yesterday where there was one man, he's a U.S. citizen who's been picked up twice, if not both times, one time where he had his real ID on them and they still took him into detainment. We had a 19-year-old U.S. citizen in Arizona who was detained for 10 days. Like, the way in which they're doing it is the problem.
I mean, I know you said two things right there. Like, to me, that wouldn't really, again, reflect some sort of massive problem with
two is enough detainment. Because two is what we know of. Then what do we not know?
And I can see that one of course is too many. Sure. But again, it's just more of the narrative as though the administration has a massive problem of violating constitutional rights because they're enforcing the on the books immigration law. I don't really think that's reflected in.
Well, see, but I would give you that if the administration came out and said, we have made some mistakes and we're working on that to ensure that we're still following our campaign promise on mass deportations, but that we are not letting U.S. citizens or people without criminal records get caught up in it. But that's not what they come out and do. They come out and say, no U.S. citizens have been detained. They come out and say, no green card holders have been deported. No veterans have been deported. They come out and they just defend and they lie. I would give them that grace if they came out and said, we're making mistakes. They don't ever come out and say that we're making mistakes.
Honestly, yes. And I think that's another reason why I wouldn't say like I'm definitely not a Trump supporter in the sense of I wish that they did show more humility and acceptance of fault. And I think like the Epstein hearings yesterday is just like further proof of them being unwilling to acknowledge some sort of, that they could possibly do anything wrong, basically. And that does frustrate me as a voter. For
mean, yeah, it sounds silly, but like just saying like we made a mistake and we're going to, correct course goes a long way, but they just refuse to do that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with that point for sure. So, I'll say too, like, I just don't think that the Democrat Party really has, I don't know, they don't, to me, speak to working class voters as well as, I mean, I know the president, you might disagree with like his rhetoric versus policy, but I feel like the messaging that the Republican Party does put forward toward working class people is much stronger than the Democrat Party. And, I'm not going to sit
is
here
stronger, but the promise behind it is not. A lot of them end up lobbying Donald Trump himself, lobbying for big corporations and big business and fucking over. But I could agree with you that I think the Democratic Party, who used to be kind of the working man's party, has moved away from that. They're going to have to fix that messaging. I'm not a Democrat.
Well, and I would say too, like, I think that that's more of an approach to approach to the solution is that the Republicans believe that like the free market is just going to take care of middle class America without any sort of extra protection. And like, that's where I would probably agree with Democrats more on policy in the sense of, I mean, there obviously needs to be some sort of protections to working class people. And I would say like I don't want to say like wealth redistribution, or like limitations on personal wealth, but
I'm like, careful, you're sounding like a commie. They're going to get mad at you on your side.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing is like clearly the way that like the tax code, for instance, is written now, and the way that assets are able to be utilized as collateral to withdraw massive amounts of money so that you don't have to claim any income. Like those are some real systemic issues that the Republicans do not want to talk about. But I think too that like in the Democrat Party, there's also a similar class of elites who are pushing particularly like a social and cultural vision of America that is not in line with like working and middle class people, which is a big reason that Trump is able to win.
But they give you a boogeyman. Social and culture issues are the fact that working class people would rather be duped and conned and be mad about social issues that don't affect them and their family at the dinner table when you're trying to pay bills, and let them get robbed blind by the Republicans they vote for because they're worried about trans people. Like, it's silly. It's silly. They don't affect you. That's just it.
I think that's why Democrats lose, though, because you can say that those social issues don't impact people.
How does a trans person affect you?
I mean, if we cannot agree as to what a man and a woman is, then how can we agree on any sort of nuanced topic about taxation or wealth inequality? Like, there has to be certain fundamental...
because the disagreement is what affects me and my family at the dinner table. Whereas what I define as a man or a woman versus what you define as a man or woman doesn't affect you at the dinner table when you're trying to pay bills. The fucking tax code does.
But our agreement on reality definitely does impact the sociability
is, you guys, in regards to trans people specifically, which I usually don't talk about because I don't debate the existence of my friends, is the fact that most people are not educated enough or nuanced enough to speak on it, and they refuse and just go nuh-uh to the academics who agree on this. Which then it turns into, well, they're paid by what? Like, it's stupid. It's dumb. They don't affect your life. You don't have to like them. You just have to respect them as humans.
Well, that's the thing is like I respect them enough to tell them when they're living in a mental illness. It's not a mental illness.
This is where we get into you disagree with science. Where is it listed as a mental illness?
Yeah, so if you're a man who thinks
that is
your
feelings, that means nothing to me. You did such a good job when we were talking about legality and way of immigration on staying away from your feelings. This is your feelings. Because scientifically, through the DSM-5, which is the latest version we have, it is not listed as a mental illness. There is no mental illness for trans.
Okay, just because the institutions are falling in line with this delusion.
That's your feelings. That means nothing to me. How does
why
that
is the DSM not a feeling? How is that scientific or evidence-based
at all? That is science-based.
The
How?
the DSM-5 is done by multiple psychiatrists and psychologists who study
Boards
this.
of them.
Boards, medical boards. These are
In
people.
what? And that's their opinion, though.
No,
No,
it's not.
this is consensus.
You're telling me
Scientific
there are no scientific communities that disagree with transgenderism
There
as
are
a
a
non-mental
couple.
illness?
There are a couple. So what we
Okay,
use
then. So what are we talking
is
about
gravity.
here?
Is gravity a fact or a theory?
Gravity is... honestly, I don't really know. I mean, it's
It's a
fact
theory.
that we...
Gravity is
Yeah, I
a
was
theory.
going to say, yeah.
Why
we just
do we
conceptualize it and
Sure.
accept it as a fact, but...
Why?
I mean, it could
but
be
why
anything
do we do
want it
that?
to be.
Why do we accept it as a fact?
Because it helps us have a common reality.
No, because there is scientific consensus. The majority of scientists who study gravitational theory all agree on the gravitational theory that we use that we're teaching. That's why. Scientific consensus.
Okay. So to that point, if because a majority of psychologists say that say that a man who thinks they're a woman is not mentally ill, society just has
They
to
don't think they're
collectively
women,
agree
they are.
with
That's
that.
again, you guys are just misunderstanding of what being trans is. Audrey, hi.
Check Cash App.
Hi. I kind of sort of like the swan distracted me. I kind of forgot my point here. But I guess like oh, I remember now. Robert, before question for you. When do you think the first gender reassignment surgery occurred?
I have no idea.
Can you take a guess?
I would say like during the Greek era or something, like a long time ago.
Oh, wow. You got some super duper, I don't know, like no, that's wrong. No, actually the first reassignment surgery occurred in the 1930s. 1933 to be exact in Germany.
Yep.
That was the
Okay.
first gender reassignment surgery. Do you know what the Jewish Talmud is?
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay. So, the Jewish Talmud actually has 7 different definitions describing gender, and the Jewish Talmud has been in existence since about at least since 600 BC. So,
Okay.
they've been around forever. You're
So
just-
research.
do some research.
W. Brandatello for the Swan. That's one way with capitalism on TikTok. You can get rid of somebody you no longer want to speak to anymore. And also W. Lanati for the 10 for drop him. He's not going to speak about our friends. I apologize. I usually don't go into that subject. I just kind of wanted to present an example of he did so good when we're talking about facts in regards to legality, right? But then he switches up real quick when it's stuff that is your fifis that doesn't fucking affect your life. I just had to create that example. But W. Lanati, W. Brandatello, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you.
Great job, guys. Love you. Okay.
Feel better soon.
Feel better.
Me or him?
You, aren't you
I
healing?
thought you were
Aren't you
leaving.
resting
Oh, I
still?
thought you were leaving.
Yeah, I was actually about to, but oh my god.
I want you
that
to
is-
heal fast.
I mean, I wanted to be on live tonight. I don't know if I will be for sure. My head hurts.
We'll see.
Like it's mostly because pain meds are giving me migraines, and
That's not
I haven't
good.
taken any today. I've taken my migraine medication instead. But hey, but guess what? Hold on.
We get some.
There's a pretty kitty.
Oh, we get kitty. Look at the
Safari.
kitty.
baby.
You get a safari. He was like, "Mommy, I love you."
Pretty kitty.
See, at least
baby.
your cat was nice to you. Whiskey decided to bite me every single time I laid down in bed.
No, Safari's the nicest kitty.
Patriot said that there are only 2 genders, man and woman. That's interesting because there's definitely also boy and girl. So there's at least 4. Congratulations, you're an idiot. We're gonna move on now.
That's a good idea, Lanati. Thanks.
Do you want me to drop you, Audrey?
Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy my cat for a bit.
Feel
Sounds good.
better.
Thank you.
All right. We did Jamie Raskin's opening statement, so we're going to go into, did Pam Bondi, is she going to answer questions about co-conspirators? Let's see, because co-conspirators. Cash Patel said there wasn't any information in there, credible information to charge people with, which is interesting because we definitely have lists. So let's see.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're going to answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter with these people, but I'm going to answer the question.
How many of you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
Reclaiming my time.
the time belongs.
I think it's very interesting.
Reclaiming my time.
I think it's very
Reclaiming my time.
interesting.
You can
So she's gonna answer. Yeehaw! Thank you for giving Representative Nadler a hat too, TikTok. We appreciate that. She's gonna answer about these co-conspirators, right?
When he talks about they indicted, the president said they indicted him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please
They
stop the
sure
clock
did.
and stop the clock and restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
committee will be in order.
theatrics.
The time belongs to the
Thank
gentleman
you,
from New York.
Scotty.
We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when
Reclaiming
you ask
my-
a question, the witness
question
gets to
was-
answer. You may not like the answer, but she
Right.
gets to
The
answer.
question was, how many of Epstein's...
They
you,
don't
Scotty.
like the answer,
Reclaiming
Chairman,
my time.
because it's honest.
She can't do this. If she starts to answer and he cuts her off and says, I reclaim my time, he's allowed to do that. You might not like that, but he is allowed to do that. Thank you, Five, for the jewels on the Tubes of You. I appreciate that. Guys, remember there is also super chats and memberships over there, and subscriptions and bits over on the Purple Witch. I appreciate you guys. Oh, we're getting to that,
So
Lenati.
he asked a 4-minute question.
Restore 45
and
seconds to
I
Mr.
am
Nadler,
going
please,
to
Mr. Chairman.
Answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch.
Reclaiming-
Not on our time. No way.
Reclaiming-
And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, oh, I
anything,
did tell you because we
washed
saw
up
what you did in the
loser
Senate.
Lawyer. You're not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
Time, and I should get back at least 45 seconds.
We will give you a few more seconds. I
Not a
said that
few more,
already.
45 seconds.
Okay, I'm timing right now, Mr. Nadler. Go
All
right
right.
Reclaiming my time. The answer to my question, how many of Epstein's co-conspirators has she indicted, is 0.
0. That's the answer that she wouldn't give. Why couldn't she just say that? Or why couldn't she say we are in the process of investigating possible co-conspirators? She could have just said that. Why didn't she say that? Because that's what we're here for. Now we're going to go to Jayapal, who brings up the victims. We have more on Jayapal also.
I love this woman.
To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand.
Now remember, these are survivors of sexual abuse by Jeffrey Epstein, Gislaine Maxwell, and others within their orbit.
And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand.
Real quick, somebody in the tubes said parading them around like that is sick. They decided to show up. They didn't have to. They showed up. Pam Bondi in this entire fucking thing. We could watch it from start to finish. We did in Olives. She didn't answer anything. Nothing. They came for answers and got nothing. And all you're going to be able to do is crash out and cry because you know it's falling apart around you. You want to whataboutism about Joe Biden, about Obama, about Clinton, about Bush. You can. That's fine. They didn't do anything, and the Congress under their administrations didn't fucking do anything. You're right. Go after them for that. But they're in power now. You don't get to say, I broke a vase, but they also broke a vase. Go get them in trouble for the vase being broken, but you also broke a fucking vase. Do your job. Do your fucking job.
Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
She deflects to Merrick fucking Garland, which, by the way, fuck Merrick Garland. He sat on his hands, he sat on his ass, and he didn't do his job. Congratulations. Congratulations. Fuck Merrick Garland. She does not turn and look at them once. Turn and look at the victims. You are covering up for Donald Trump. And because you're covering up for him, you're not investigating other people who are listed. She doesn't look at him or look at them once. And she's deflecting to Merrick fucking Garland.
Attorney General Bondi.
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a
Attorney General,
specific question.
Attorney General.
That
Justin, I'm not sure if you're the only one in the Tubes chat, and I know that you're fighting hard against them, but anybody who says, how do you know they are victims or victim blames in any fucking way is gone. You can get rid of them. They're done for the day.
I'll be there in a second.
I would like to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done.
Members get to ask the questions, the witness gets to answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
That's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
It's not how it
Because
works.
she doesn't like the answer. So,
Mr. Chairman,
why
I have asked
didn't she ask Merrick Garland this?
I am
twice
reclaiming
when he
my
sat in my
time, and when
chair?
I
will
reclaim my
continue to
time,
answer.
it is
Mr. Chairman, the gentlelady has
I'm
reclaimed her
not going
time.
to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time belongs to the time belongs to the gentlelady.
The theatrics of you turning and facing like an adult, facing the victims. Over there, if you're mad on the Tubes of You, I have the call line open now. But again, we're going to have conversations based off of factual evidence and not your fucking feelings. This administration is covering up at the highest levels for pedophiles. Again, I will admonish the Biden administration and the Congress underneath that administration. Under the first Trump term, same thing. Under Bush, same thing. Under Clinton, same thing. That's a fucking problem. But they're in the driver's seat right now. He's the one who said it. I won't say he campaigned on it. He didn't. But he did say it in an interview that he'd release them. He backed off a little bit, and now we see why. But he said it. And your people supported that. Where are you now? Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
Hello?
Age, state, and who did you vote for?
Trump.
Okay, age and state.
Trump.
Yes, your age. Thank you so much, Alberto. Age and what
my
state?
age. Sorry, I can't hear because of your microphone. I'm 35.
Okay, and what state did you vote in?
No, I'm Canadian.
I thought I heard it when you said sorry. Well, then you didn't vote for Trump. So I don't know why you answered Trump.
Sorry.
I'm trying to see. Hold on. That's why they've been complaining about that too. All right. My microphone for my call-in line was also the webcam, which is why it's been low. That should be fixed now, guys.
Sorry.
I heard it. Yeah, sorry. I was like, whoop, back it up. What's this one? Yeah, it's the same one. Okay. Real quick before we move on from Jayapal, I'm going to bring this up. We found out after the hearing, we have this picture. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Alberto. These gifts are really cool. This is a picture of Pam Bondi's folder that she had. She had a big binder. It's her burn book for all of them, but specifically this one that she had for Representative Jayapal. And I wish I had the better one. I don't, but it says Jayapal, let me see. Sorry. Jayapal's search history. And these are all documents from the Epstein files. All of them. They say EFTA, which is what all the documents start with, on there. Why are they looking into representative search history within the Epstein library on the DOJ? Why are they doing that? We got Jayapal's reaction to that as well.
The DOJ apparently monitoring search histories as
It is so outrageous. I think we just put out a tweet on it. I mean, I found out about it because a reporter called me and wanted to know about the emails that I had searched. And I was like, how did you know what emails I searched? I mean, there is a separation of powers for a reason. This is spying. This is the DOJ spying on members of Congress and what we search. So we are putting together a letter with Ranking Member Raskin and others on the committee to say we need a full accounting of what you searched for, what you're using it for, and you need to stop that. We need a new process that assures us that you are not spying on members of Congress.
So we are spying on members of Congress. Thank you so much. The hat on everybody else is killing me. Chris said Democrats aren't good either. In what way are you talking about? Did I ever claim that the Democrats are innocent, and specifically in regards to the Epstein files? I have said multiple times now that I admonish, maybe you don't know what the word admonish means. I criticize and say fuck you to the Biden administration, and the Clinton administration, also the Bush and the first term Trump administration, and the Congress with which they had underneath those administrations. I tell them fuck you for not doing their job and letting these young girls be hurt. Nobody here's pretending the Democrats are innocent in this. Right. Florida AG Pam Bondi. Where was his conviction again? Okay. Epstein.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. It's Florida. We know.
Florida.
So now we have, this is becoming a meme. This is what, we'll get to that in a minute. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
Neither one.
Okay. Do you plan to vote in your midterms?
Excuse me?
Do you plan to vote in your midterms?
I always vote, ma'am. I'm 70 years old. I believe in the lies they tell.
Okay. Cool. Then whatever.
That was on. You're also super low now, Love Bug.
I know. I don't know why, because I did mic in for this. That's right. Hold on.
256 people in here. Boop the screen share the live, guys. We're only at 9-0 for the goal left. I know we can knock this down. Let's start a 2-2 train or a $1 train, $5 train. We can all do the wonderful things. Make sure we are supporting the hostess with the mostest. We can get these shares up as well. We're only at 10. Can we at least get to 30 within the next 5 minutes? I know you guys have friends, so make sure you hold the screen, share it to everyone on that list. Make sure you are reposting. Make sure you are adding this to story, and make sure you are doing all the good things.
Might have to mess with it later. I don't know.
You're good. I'll just, I won't scream.
Because I put in the mic audio for the phone, and now it's like being funny on the other end.
We'll figure it out.
Oh, no, I just talked to them. That was that same person. Okay. Let's get to, we have what Peabody was talking about in way of being a new meme is going to be what we're all going to answer whenever anybody asks us something that we don't want to answer.
The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear.
Why the fuck is the AG talking about the stock market when she's being questioned about Epstein?
Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe.
So if we should be talking about making Americans safe, we should be prosecuting people who harm children. Right? So why the fuck are we talking about the stock market? It's fucking weird. This one is just an example where she perjured herself. Which is lying, in case you guys don't know what perjury is.
They sure did. They tried to impeach him twice, and you, Mr. Nadler, were one of the leads on the impeachment. I was on the other side. I lived that with you. During impeachment, you said the president conspired, sought foreign interference in the 2016 election. Robert Mueller found no evidence, none, of foreign interference in 2016. Have you?
That's not true. That is not true. Mueller did find evidence of election interference in 2016. Now, are we pinning that on a specific person right now? No, this is why you guys get mad. Look, they're already doing it. Russia, Russia, Russia. Russia, Russia, Russia. I'm not talking about Donald Trump. What she perjured herself with is the fact that they found it at all. They did. They found that Russia attempted to interfere with our elections in 2016 and 2020. That's true. Now remember, at this point in time, I know your brain is mush. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about foreign election interference at all.
Oh. Hang on, I gotta send you this.
This is not to say that Donald Trump didn't win. He won. He won the election in 2016. What they found, what Mueller found, okay, is that although they interfered, it did not affect the voting. They just did interfere.
Check DMs when you get a free chance.
Okay.
Trying to trim a video. Now he's yelling at the cat again. My God, whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the order.
Gotcha.
So she perjured herself in that regard. Now we're going to get to, guys, make sure you're tapping that screen, sharing the live, doing your daily heart me. If you have not done so, please support the live. What I'm going to play, TikTok's not a huge fan of, but it gets into who the fuck are we hiring over at the DOJ? Pam Bondi's going to be asked about that. If we could work on my 9-0 goal, that would be wonderful. I would appreciate it. Even if we do a dollar train, there's 251 people over on the TikTok. So if you guys all sent $1, I'd be well above my goal. That would be wonderful.
Hey, you guys are disgusting.
Specifically, who we're focusing on is going to be this man in the blue yelling.
Former law enforcement, you're disgusting. You are the Nazi. You are the Gestapo. You can't see it because you're chasing your pension, right? Your pension, your retirement, right? That's what runs your life, your retirement. The sad thing is they're not even going to get their pension because it's going to be worthless. And shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
Attorney General Bondi, that man works for you now, right?
Who was that, Congressman?
The man in that video, the one who was in the police-worn body cam footage, the one allegedly yelling, "Kill him," at police officers on January 6th, his name is Jared Wise.
He does work for us.
He works for you at the Department of
he
Justice.
Does. He does.
This is an individual whom a federal grand jury indicted for 2 felonies and 4 misdemeanors related to his participation in the attack on January 6th. One of those charges was forcibly assaulting, resisting, opposing, impeding, intimidating, and interfering with police with the intent to commit another felony. This is who you choose as the chief law enforcement officer of the United States of America to hire at the Department of Justice. Someone on video yelling, "Kill him," at police officers? Right?
I believe he was pardoned by President Trump.
Oh, he was pardoned. You're right. You're right. Pardoned by by President Trump for his offense, pardoned for yelling "kill him" at police officers. And yet you expect hardworking police officers across the country to believe that you take law enforcement seriously. You could imagine the reaction of so many folks across the country hearing the chief law enforcement officer of the United States refuse to even condemn what that individual whom you've now hired did.
So that's who we're hiring. Thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate you. That's who we're hiring. She admitted to that. Yeah, we did hire him. You're fine with that? I'm not surprised by that, if you are. Now we're going to go to Massey. Let me turn the call line back on, too. Sorry, guys. I honestly forgot that one. Unless you're from Canada, stop calling. I saw your number a couple times. I don't like how it puts a hat on Trump. It's kind of funny. Yes, Joe Neguse is ours. He is where his district is in Boulder. He's probably not going anywhere. They're crying about the way I make my money on the tubes, guys. So let's keep proving them wrong. Let's send some dollars out so we can do that. Parkers, thank you so much for the 2 on the green app. How about a $2 train? I usually say a two twain. Fancy. Thank you, W Parkers. We love you, friend. And then also W, if I can pull it up. For the 20 from Rodney, I appreciate you. Says, I enjoy ya. Thank you. I appreciate you so very much. Now I have to do math again. You know, I hate doing math. Okay. That one's a joke to make them mad. Yes, this is how I make my money. Cry harder. So we're going to get to Massey. They're very unhappy with Massey. He's a registered Republican. Granted, he is more of a libertarian, but he is a registered Republican, and he was the one with Ro Khanna who put together the discharge petition for the Epstein Transparency Act, which was the bill signed into law that forced the DOJ to have to release anything at all, which they were late on. They violated the act already by not releasing everything when they were supposed to. They violated the act by redacting names that were possible co-conspirators. Thank you, the Rodway, for the jewels on the tubes. And they violated the act by not redacting victims' names, which he will talk about in this. I'm pretty sure that's this clip. And you guys are fine with it. You guys are fine for the fact that this entire administration is covering for pedophiles. You're gonna come at me personally. You're gonna come at Massey, but you're not going to critique this administration. I am sorry that that's what you voted for. Do better now. You got fucked. You got conned. Do better. Stop asking for more. Stop bending over and asking for more. Do better. Also, real quick, W Juicy Juice Godfrey for the 2 twain on the green app. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, pull that up.
Did you ask Merrick Garland that the last 4 years? Did you talk about Epstein?
I am reclaiming my time. I'm glad you're asking about Merrick Garland.
You don't get to reclaim
because
time
this
when
is
you don't-
bigger than
when you can't-
Watergate.
when I don't answer a question the
This
way you
goes
want.
over 4 administrations. You don't have to go back to Biden. Let's go back to Obama. Let's go back to George Bush. This cover-up spans decades, and you are responsible for this portion of it.
And that's
now,
where the
I want to know at what
transparent-
point did the FBI and the DOJ decide that Lex Wexner was not a co-conspirator? Because our Epstein Files Transparency Act requires you, please put it back on the screen, please, to release the internal decision about whether to prosecute him or not, and it's not in the files, and it's not in the files for any of these other men.
Time of the gentleman has expired.
May she answer?
And he's a hypocrite because he voted against the ban.
So she's going to talk about a ban on deep fake corn that he voted against. The issue that he came out, which he actually stands with the ACLU, and there is one other organization that he actually stands with in the reason why he voted against this bill, was because of the vague language that is in it. They wanted the language tightened up so that we knew exactly that we were going after Sorry, 1 second. Making my husband a mod over there. They wanted the language to be more specific so that we knew that we were going after deep fake corn, specifically, and that they weren't just going to start taking down, even if it's AI created or what have you, deep fake imagery that they just didn't like, right? Because that creates a police state, that creates a North Korea where we're just taking down stuff that we don't like. That's why Thomas Massie, that's what she's bringing up. But the fact that she uses the word hypocrite is interesting because hypocrite is going to inquire that she also did something wrong by not protecting these victims. And she did. She covered up for them. That's exactly what happened. During that same questioning, as we saw, Jayapal had said, who has been reached out to. They haven't reached out to any of the victims. So Pam Bondi is going to tell them where they can call, even though we have a list of the victims.
This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to, if you're a failed politician, you need to
Mr. Chairman, please restore his time and remind the witness of the rules here.
There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked 2 other individuals.
Is that your position as well?
My position is any victim who comes forward, of course, we would love to hear from them. 1-800-CALL-FBI.
She tells them to call the FBI fucking hotline. They have a list. They have the names of the victims. Why haven't they reached out to any of them to see if they're willing to speak? We know they're willing to speak because they stood behind her and raised their hand and said they were willing to speak. So why didn't she listen to them? She's telling them to call the fucking hotline? Are you kidding me? Why are you guys okay with this? It was a fucking clown show yesterday. And you guys are fine with it. Because you love Daddy Trump. And we have to keep loving Daddy Trump.
Undisputed. When did this come out?
Yeah, keep glazing that. You sound real good. History books are going to look very, very kindly on you. We heard her call him with TDS there. So then Massie makes a comment once he gets out about, because the issue that we have is that this administration is covering it up. So they're not going to fucking prosecute anybody. They're not going to prosecute wrongdoing. So Massie is saying, and we're pushing for that pressure. That's your job. Your job in the midterms is to vote for people who are going to put that pressure on either this administration or into the next administration to ensure that the next AG Nuremberg's these fuckers.
Have co-conspirators' names that they haven't released. The recourse, and I keep reminding the folks at DOJ this, is that the next Attorney General can bring charges against them for breaking the law. I think that's what's compelled them to produce 3 million documents, and now they're claiming that it's incompetence. Like, their defense today is incompetence for why they haven't given us all of the documents they should, why they have over-redacted in the case of co-conspirators, and why they failed to redact the names of the victims.
Can I just ask what it's like to have the victim of...
So unfortunately, because this administration can't do their job, we have to rely and hope that the next administration can. All right, let's go into, let's see, how many people are here? 232 people. It is 11 o'clock and we have not hit our 50,000 likes that I do like to hit. So if you guys could super tap, fill that bar up, I would appreciate it so that we can hit that. I'd like to hit 100,000 likes for the total of the duration of me being on here. So that would be great if we could do that. Let's get into more of Pam Bondi just being downright gross and not answering questions about Epstein. Again, did not answer a damn thing. Nothing.
Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once when he was...
Weak sauce.
And also, I want the record to reflect that, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning...
Oh,
is
Jewish. I just want to be clear. Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Or do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust? Really?
The committee will be in order.
Talk to Jared Wise about anti-Semitism.
The ranking member knows that.
Can I get 30 seconds back,
And she smiles. It's funny. It's so funny. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
I voted for Trump.
Okay, can I get your age and state? Oh, okay. Didn't know those were hard questions. Now, if I say that somebody has ties to something, what does that mean to you, MAGA? If I say my friend Olive has ties to a underground cotton candy smuggling ring, what does that mean? Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
Didn't vote.
Do you plan to vote in your midterms?
No.
Oh, okay. Then you don't get a voice in politics. Congratulations. You guys don't know what ties means? Oh, it's fine, because neither does Pam Bondi.
There is. We have evidence.
Do you know who Chris Malin is?
We have evidence that 3 senior officials within the Trump administration have ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And what I can
ties
conclude,
mean?
I can conclude
What does
from what
ties
you are
mean?
saying that you have not talked to them.
What does ties mean? Can
I
you
think
define
Americans would be shocked to learn that you are not interested in talking with these officials who have ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
What does
across
ties
the
mean?
world,
Can you define that?
across the world,
Can you
prominent
define
men
ties?
who've been
I'm
exposed
lost to
in the files have resigned their jobs in disgrace, and that's a good first start. And that same
Disgrace is
standard,
not saying the word
this
Chris
same
Malin.
standard should apply here. And Americans want accountability.
I actually want, at some point, if I could have help with that, or I'll do it later, I wanted to find all the times she's held press conferences about doing her job as the DOJ where she's used the word ties.
Who, Pam Bondi?
Yeah.
I
Seeing as
bet
she
we could
doesn't know
find
what
it.
it means and needs to have it defined like she's fucking Andrew Wilson who doesn't know words.
I got you. We can figure that out.
We need to find all the times she says they have ties to something or ties with someone. Because she's acting like she doesn't know what it means.
Currently doing some stuff. Oh, they angy. Grr, grr, grr. Grr, I angy MAGA. Rawr.
Trying to do my gift thing. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for? Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
I voted for. Are you talking about in the last presidential election, or?
Yes.
I just saw you randomly, and I was trying to catch up before I called, but I was too tempted.
Yep, no, you're fine. I'm asking who you voted for in the 2024 presidential election.
Oh, Kamala Harris.
Oh, do you plan to vote in your midterms?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Do you know if you have congressional races or what kind of local races? You know all about those coming up?
Oh, yeah, there's a congressional race. Yeah, I live in Ohio.
Cool. Well, I do appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day. Be an informed voter. You're doing all of the good things, but I am looking to speak to Trump supporters, so I do appreciate you. All right. Here's more of her being gross. Because she refuses to answer questions. She must be watching that clock like a hawk when they're done speaking.
Did you ask Merrick Garland that the last 4 years?
Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
The what, hun?
Age, state, and who did you vote for?
I'm from Kentucky, and I voted for Trump, but I'm getting very disappointed in him.
Cool. Can I have your age, please?
Yeah, I'm 72.
All right. What's going on with Trump that you're starting to not support anymore?
Well, you know, he said he was going to get our utility bills cut in half. You know, I got a $992 electric bill. It's for 2 months, though. But I get a lousy $800 a month on my Social Security. And I can't pay my house payment and eat and pay water bills. with a damn $900 something light bill. It's a damn shame. These utility companies, they need to be brought down. I mean, it shouldn't cost any more than $200 a month. I don't care how much damn utilities you use in a regular house. I'm in a small trailer. I'm not even in a big house.
Sure. Well,
I don't
maybe
understand.
you should, next time, vote for Democrats and progressive candidates. That would be a good idea.
Did you talk about Epstein?
I'm reclaiming my time. I'm glad you're asking about Merrick Garland.
You don't get to reclaim
because
time
this
when
is
you don't-
bigger than
when you-
Watergate.
when I don't answer a question the
This
way you
goes
want.
over 4 administrations. Just a portion of it.
And that's
now,
where the
I want on the screen. Please.
voted against the ban that we were talking about on deep fake AI porn. Only 2 people voted against it, and you were one of them, hypocrite.
The gentleman's time has expired.
She didn't answer the question.
That's
Did
not the right
you
clip. I
ask?
don't know why I don't have it. She says, she goes, time's up on one of the Congress people. I'll have to find that and fix that in my outline. So then Ted Lieu is going to accuse her of perjury, which I already showed you an example where she lied under oath. She already did. She lied under oath about election interference. Thank you so much, Selena. I appreciate that. Nope, you can't see it.
I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape.
She got upset about that one. Maybe don't. Perjure yourself. That is a crime. Don't do that. Okay. Did she say that in the clip we watched? So when we watched the clip of her talking about ties, right? She doesn't know what ties are. At the end of that video, she says, "I'm shocked that you want to continue to talk about Epstein." I don't know if I played that in that original video, but if not, we will find it here. So I'm going to go scoot forward a little bit to where they were. So you can hear her say that. Why are we still talking about Epstein? Which is crazy when you have survivors sitting behind you.
Have evidence that 3 senior officials within the Trump administration have ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And what I
does
can
ties
conclude,
mean?
I can conclude
What does
from what
ties
you
mean?
are saying that you have not talked to them.
What does ties
So,
mean? Can
I
you
think
define that?
Americans would be shocked to learn that you are not interested in talking with these officials who have ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
What does
across
ties
the
mean?
world,
Can you define that?
across the world,
Can you
prominent
define
men
ties?
who've been
Time
exposed
belongs to the
in the files have resigned their jobs in disgrace, and that's a good first start. And that same
Disgrace is
standard,
not saying the word
this
Chris
same
Malin.
standard should apply here.
My clips aren't matching up. I had the one where she said it. But again, the point is that she's deflecting in all of this shit. She didn't answer one goddamn question. But we do still have somebody in prison in regards to connections or ties, Pam Bondi, with Epstein. I don't know if Pam Bondi has talked to Donald Trump about her feelings in regards to Gislaine Maxwell. It's interesting.
But that begs the question.
This is also another instance where she perjures herself and lies.
Who ordered her to be transferred to the minimum security prison that she was ineligible for? Who signed off on the special privileges? Was it Mr. Blanche? Was it one of your other subordinates? So please, can you tell us who sent her there, since you don't agree she should be there?
I said I do not agree she should receive special treatment. She was transferred, I learned after the fact, to the same level facility.
That's not true. That's where she lied. Again, there's her number 2 lie. That's not true. She got transferred to a lower level security, not as high security prison. Somewhere she would never get sent for being a sex offender.
And that is a question for the Bureau of Prisons. I was not involved in that at all. The same level facility, I don't know why. But, you know, instead of talking about Gislaine Maxwell, who hopefully will die in prison, you should be talking.
Did she tell Trump that? Did she tell Trump that she wants her to die in prison by chance? Wonder how Trump's going to feel about that one.
About Irina Zarutska.
I have a couple
who
of
died
other
on a
questions.
subway.
Right, and I absolutely...
You don't talk about that.
I have been talking about it and actually helping with these issues. But that...
Wasn't she a rep from North Carolina? You're muted, love.
Yes, I believe so. I was wondering why I wasn't echoing. Yeah, she was moved from low security to minimum security, for those asking. All right. And we'll move over to Moskowitz. Guys, remember the phone lines are open. We can have conversations based off of factual evidence and not your feelings. I am also multi-streaming, so I am on the Tubes of You and the Purple Witch app in case you want to go over there and follow, /subscribe, / become a member. Whatever all those options are, I would appreciate it. And guys, we have 66 left of the goal. If we could start working down on that, there's 240 of you in here, so I only need 66 of you to send $1, or 33 of you to send $2. We'd have that goal completed. We are at 56,000 likes. Let's get that up to 60,000 likes while we're sitting here. I would really like to make that 100,000 like mark, so I know the fingers hurt. Keep pushing, keep going. I appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah.
I don't know that you meant to be in the box, so we're just gonna do that. All right. Oh no, why is my box not working?
Well, that's not good.
My button to bring it up. Oh, there we go. Weird. Okay.
Before Trump, we didn't know the word transparency, apparently. It's been 12 months since you gave Republican influencers part 1 of the Epstein files. You said the list was on your desk. Then a memo came out and said that there was no list. Phase 2 of the binders never happened. The President of the United States says the Epstein thing is a hoax. He blasts his own base for wanting the release of the files. He blamed Barack Obama.
Uh-oh, she's gotta get her binder ready. Gotta get her binder ready. Because Moskowitz is here. Oh no. Let's do Moskowitz with the amount of times Trump's name appears.
Kash Patel under oath said Trump's name appears less than 100 times in the files. We now know that's not true. Trump's name appears more times in the Epstein files than God's name appears in the book about God. Okay, by the way, this is Trump over King James. Trump's name also appears more times in the Epstein file than Harry Potter's name appears in the 7 books about Harry Potter.
Now, her response to that, I don't have that, but her response to that is to freak the fuck out and say, don't make fun of the Bible.
How dare you make fun of the Bible?
He just said that it's a Trump Bible. Move over King James. They're different Bibles. That was just a fact. If she wants to cry about that, she can cry to Trump and Lee Greenwood for doing it. This is on this is going to be about the credit that you guys like to give Trump for signing a bill that even if he didn't sign it, would have become law.
Miraculously, the leaks to the Wall Street Journal stop. We come back from break. We have the Massey discharge petition. Republicans drop a rule, a non-binding resolution trying to kill the Massey discharge petition. The White House says passing the Massey discharge petition is a hostile act. Trying to stop the necessary 218 signatures, according to...
Now remember that. That came out directly from the White House when the discharge petition was in the process of being signed, even though Mike Johnson and all of them were out of session because of the government shutdown. During that time, the White House was meeting with Republican representatives, specifically Marjorie Taylor Greene, specifically Lauren Boebert, and specifically Nancy Mace, and saying, if you sign this discharge petition, we will see it as a hostile act. Why would it be a hostile act to get information about pedophiles? Interesting.
Republican members that signed it, the White House brought them into the Situation Room, you know, the place where the president goes for time of war, promising things like appropriations or maybe even to primary them. People in the room say you were there. It didn't work. We get the 218 signatures. We eventually passed the Massey petition. You guys didn't release the files. You were forced.
Nunya, I do go after them. The reason why I don't have to speak on them is because the Clintons are going to be coming and testifying. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be closed door, I believe, but it's going to be filmed, so it's going to be released similar to how Jack Smith's first initial testifying in front of Congress was. And we can go over that, and I can critique them just as much. So come back after their testimony is released, and I will absolutely go through it with you. I don't have an issue with that. But the issue is that Bill Clinton can't release the files.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton can't cover for himself right now.
We also can just openly say, fuck Bill Clinton.
Absolutely.
Because, again, there is no fucking, like, we don't put politicians on a pedestal. So, again, fuck Bill Clinton.
Put him under
and
the
everything
jail.
he stands for.
He's disgusting.
100%. Throw him under the prison.
He always has been. The way he's treated women has always been disgusting. You will not find a Bill Clinton fan here.
Nope.
The reason we're talking about one man is because that one man is running our nation, and that one man is calling it a hoax, except for when it's Democrats, and directing his attorney general to cover it up for him. Directing his director of the FBI, Kash Patel, to cover it up for him. Directing his deputy AG, Todd Blanche, which is also his personal attorney, to cover up for him.
Not even to mention, you know, the fact that his Secretary of Defense can't hold any kind of fucking conversation either, so.
But the Clintons are going to testify. Donald Trump will not. And this entire hearing, where they asked Pam Bondi question after question after question in regards to Epstein, not just about Trump, they asked her about co-conspirators. And she refused to answer every single time. She did not look the survivors in the eye. She did not apologize for releasing their names when some of them didn't want their names released. You can whataboutism about the Democrats all day. They can go under the jail too. But the person in charge of the government right now is actively doing a cover-up of people who are pedophiles and harmed children.
By Congress. Every member of the House except one, and the entire Senate. The reason the president signed it is because it was a veto-proof majority. We can't agree on anything, and yet the entire House but one member and the whole Senate forced the administration to release the files. Kash miraculous.
And again, you don't get, Roger, thank you for the jewels on the tubes of you. You do not get credit for signing a bill that even if he didn't sign would have gone into effect as law after, I think it's like 30 legislative days. So unless he vetoes it, right? If he signs it, cool. If he vetoes it, it goes back, and they had a veto-proof majority on that. So they would have just voted for it again. If he doesn't do anything, it still goes into law, still goes into effect.
Yep.
He had to be forced. Mike Johnson refused to bring the Epstein Transparency Act onto the floor. He refused to bring it onto the floor to be voted on. So Ro Khanna and Thomas Massey had to do a discharge petition where if you get 218 signatures, you then go around the Speaker of the House and bring it onto the floor for a vote.
But the other thing that doesn't make sense to me, right? A lot of people are saying, well, Trump's the only person to release anything. Biden released flight logs.
Correct.
Flight logs were released under...
it was under his administration. I have to double check. I'm not sure that it was actually his admin or if it was either an oversight committee or there were stuff released from Virginia Giuffre's civil lawsuit that were released from FOIA.
I remember that.
So I think the flight logs might have been a FOIA request for Virginia Giuffre's civil case.
I'm double checking that.
But again, you can give him all the fucking smoke. Grant, now, the only thing I will say, and I've said this before, most of the time when we get new presidents coming in, yes, they appoint AGs and deputy AGs to the DOJ. They appoint FBI directors. They do appoint those people. they have to be voted in and confirmed in the Senate, right? So they could be denied and have to appoint a new person. But that's about as far as it goes in way of management changes. Most of the time when presidents come in, regardless of whether they are Democrat or Republican, not a lot changes. It's kind of just business as usual at the FBI. It's business as usual at the DOJ. They're meant to be investigating things that are happening within the country. That changed with Donald Trump. When Donald Trump came in, he put himself square in the middle of the involvement of what's happening at the DOJ and directing them who to go after. And that's not usually the case. So if you want to give any grace, it's this idea that previous presidents, Republican and Democrat alike, didn't have a lot of knowledge of what's going on. I doubt that they're getting DOJ briefings on things like that. But if they are, fuck them. But again, they're not in the seat. Donald Trump is in the chair. Pam Bondi is in the chair. And they didn't do their job. And they're not doing their job. And you're okay with them doing that. Okay. Now this one's just to be funny. Moskowitz makes fun of her little burn book. Because again, that's all she had. All she had is what she did last time, which is a book on deflections instead of answering the actual fucking question.
Now, Madam Attorney General, I have like 25 seconds left. So because I'm curious, and I'd like to see you flip to the Jared Moskowitz section of the binder. I'm interested to see what staff provided on the oppo on me, and because we're in the Olympics, I'm going to give it a grade. I just want to see how good it is. So give me your best one.
Which, by the way, speaking of the Olympics, this has nothing to do with politics. Nothing to do with politics. Madison Chalk and Evan Bates were robbed of that gold in the ice dance competition yesterday, and I just want everybody to fucking know.
So it was an oversight committee underneath the Biden administration that released flight logs.
Okay. So it probably wasn't, that wouldn't even be directed from Biden himself. That would have been
Correct.
in Congress. But yes, so under his administration.
Yes.
So yes, the French ice dance team who came in a year ago and are SA apologizers because her previous partner, current boyfriend, has accusations of SA, speaking of. And they both apologize for it and sweep it under the rug, came in, and the French judge scored them higher. Why should they have won? Okay, even you could have given gold to the Canadians and I would have been happy. Piper Gillis and her partner and Madison Chalk and Evan Bates, they did a perfect fucking program. The French team, their twizzles were fucked. How are you not going to give him a different score on the quality when his twizzles were fucked? Anyway, okay. Back to the grading of the score on the burn book. I'm so annoyed.
So first of all, nothing is funny about mocking the Bible and holding up
Oh, there it is. She gets mad about the Bible.
the Trump Bible. That's what you did.
That's
You made a joke, and I find offense to that. That's all I have to say.
I want it from the burn book.
Shame.
I want it from the burn book. Which is the best one? What you got?
Has expired. The gentleman from Wisconsin is recognized.
And he gives her a grade of 0. He didn't mock the Bible. All he said was, more names than God appears in the Bible. This is the Trump Bible. Move over King James. That's all he said. That's not a mocking. And I would know.
I love the Lord.
Because I do. That was on his name appearance. Okay, I think we have more fucking deflections. It's frustrating. It's actually frustrating, the clown show of this. She also gets the date wrong on this when she talks about Trump's impeachment. She does correct herself later, but she gets it wrong.
I also found an email that I have right here from Jeffrey Epstein to Gislaine Maxwell that was unredacted. And it included notes of statements that Donald Trump made about his prior relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, there is no reason for this to be hidden from the American people. There is no privilege, there is no attorney-client privilege, and I see you're checking with your staff, and I can assure you, staff, this is not under attorney-client privilege because it was sent from Jeffrey Epstein to Gislaine Maxwell. Will you commit to publicly providing the unredacted version of this so that the American people can understand the extent of Donald Trump's lies about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein?
You're about as good of a lawyer today as you were when you tried to impeach President Trump in 2016. Have you apologized?
So that's where she fucks up. Granted, she corrects it later. Donald Trump wasn't president in 2016. I've had a lot of you actually say that he was. He's not. Gen X explains on the tubes. I just turned it back on. I apologize. I didn't realize it was off.
For that in 2019.
So will you unredact this? Will you
were
unredact
lead
this?
counsel on that. Privileged.
I'm asking you, will you unredact this?
Privileged.
Privileged, of course.
So she's trying to claim that this piece of paper that they have redacted is privileged, but it's not. Legally under the law, it's not privileged.
Again, congressionally told they had to do it. Congressionally.
Or she would have to give reasons to Congress as to why it was redacted with proof. You don't just get to say it's privileged. You would have had to, with a document to Congress, say it's privileged because of this, this, and this.
Yep.
But that's not what she did. She deflected about his impeachments.
Yep.
And nobody tried anything. He was impeached twice.
Yep.
And again, she corrected herself later. It's 2019. His impeachment's not 2016. So there's that one. We're going to go back to Goldman brings up the victims again, like Jayapal did, because this idea that you are not speaking to these witnesses, this is insane to me. They're right there. Look them in the eye.
Ask them if that's true. Now, would the survivors and victims who are here please stand up one more time? Just by show of hands, how many of you or your loved ones actually have met with the Department of Justice and provided testimony and estimate and evidence? None. And of those of you who have not met, which is everyone, how many of you have reached out either individually or through a lawyer or representative to offer to provide testimony and evidence? All of them. And of those of you, all of you, who have reached out, how many of you were denied or ignored by the Department of Justice? All of them. And despite the shameful and despicable efforts by Ms. Bondi and her department to intimidate you, how many of you are still willing to speak to the Department of Justice? All of them. Well, Ms. Bondi, it looks like you have some more witnesses
Gentlemen, this
to
time has
talk
expired.
to, and I yield back.
We will go to the...
She doesn't look at them once. Looks like you have some people to speak to. They're right there. All right. You guys ready for the big event before we get to victim statements?
Uh-oh.
I know you'll be happy. YouTube is about to lose their mind.
Y'all gonna make me lose.
Let's go, Jasmine Crockett. What you got?
Whoop, whoop. Never mind, even before.
Hold on, I'm edging you a little bit, just a little bit. Just a little edging.
I don't like being edged. That's not fun.
Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
Okay, I'm not going to answer that. Why do you have...
Cool, then you're not going to talk. Good talk. Good talk.
He
there,
grumpy.
I'm not going to answer that. Where's my... This one.
This is what you liberals do. You liberals want me to actually have facts behind the things I say. I just want to believe the things that I say. Why don't you just let me believe the things that I say?
I didn't even take any helium. How did I get that high? Like, in my voice. All right, Jasmine Crockett, go ahead.
Now, I'm not saying that the president is a pedophile, but there is a lot of evidence in these files that suggests that he's very close friends with a lot of men who are pedophiles. What's crazy about all of this...
She's not calling him one, but she's saying he's got a lot of connections to ones, which is true. He does. How about his name? His name's in there quite a bit, don't you think? Jasmine thinks so. We all think so.
More than Jesus.
Fact number one, Donald Trump is one of the most named people in the Epstein files. At least 5,000 files contains more than 38,000 references to Trump, his wife.
These are survivors standing on the wall next to her, by the way.
Or Mar-a-Lago. Fact number 2, Jeffrey Epstein and Gislaine Maxwell made young girls available to Trump on multiple occasions. For example, according to this file, Gislaine Maxwell presented a young girl to President Trump who spent more than 20 minutes apparently flirting with her. Here's another example. This shows notes from FBI investigators that describe Jeffrey Epstein transporting a victim to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President Trump, where he bragged to Trump that, quote, "This is a good one." Now, I'm not saying facts. Fact number 1, Donald Trump.
It's gross. Guys, 11:40. We are at 62,000 likes. Can we get 40,000 likes in 20 minutes? I think we can. I believe in you. 219 of you in here. I think we can do it. We also have $66 left in the goal. If we could knock that out, I would be greatly appreciative of it. We've got one more on Crockett, and then we are going to get to victims' statements. Or survivor statements, I apologize.
I do. Thank you, Congressman. Thank you, my friend, for many years. I find it interesting that she didn't even want to try, Congresswoman Crockett, to ask any questions, because she certainly did not condemn her leader, Hakeem Jeffries, for taking money from Jeffrey Epstein after Epstein was...
That's another lie. That did not happen. What we have is an email from 2013 from a third-party campaign PAC who's trying to raise money for Jeffries to Jeffrey Epstein that says you need to meet him. He's the Obama of Harlem, or I believe is what they said, or the Obama of Brooklyn. I can't remember which city they used. But there's no actual documentation to prove that he knew that this PAC was reaching out to Jeffrey Epstein. And there is no documentation to prove that Jeffrey Epstein ever donated to him or any of his PACs. The Brooklyn Barack. Thank you, Trademark. I appreciate you, friend. The Brooklyn Barack. Yes, it was a mass campaign letter that was sent to him. But there was never any donation. So she lied again.
Convicted. And I will be brief to give you your time, Congressman. This is what she didn't want to talk about. Texas from Cuba.
Walt, on the Tubes chat. Walt, delusional, there's a money trail. Show me it. Show me the money trail from Jeffrey Epstein to Hakeem Jeffries or one of his PACs that donated to him. Show me a direct link. I would like to see the money trail. Show me. I'm literally not trying to be an asshole or condescending. I would like to see it.
Convicted. Homicide, arson, weapon offense.
Convicted. You know, so what are we talking about? Convict some of these perpetrators that rape these women that are sitting behind you that you refuse to even acknowledge they are here.
So she brings up convicted felons, most of them probably being undocumented immigrants, in her list. We know statistically U.S. citizens are more likely to commit crime. So what you're showing me, again, this is fear-mongering. Do people commit crime? Yes. Do undocumented people commit crime? Yes. Should they be in our country when they commit a crime? No. They were convicted in the state of Texas. So they were found. So what the fuck is she doing about co-conspirators who raped children? Oh, nothing. Okay, cool. Let's do some victim statements. We got some from the immediate release after the press conference was over.
I will say my producer, Lily, was able to catch up with Virginia Giuffre's brother, Sky Roberts. He said that he called this hearing a circus. You can see that there is disappointment on the faces of these survivors who frankly began the day by giving a press conference demanding the justice and accountability that they want to see from a DOJ that says they've been transparent in regards to the Epstein files and yet is still facing so many questions about redactions, about withheld.
That's just her talking. I don't want that. I don't need you talking. Let's get to them on NBC. I know that they spoke.
I was a little embarrassed to see that she couldn't say sorry to us because she sat there in the beginning. She said sorry for what Jeffrey Epstein did to us, but yet she couldn't apologize what she did to us, what her department did to us, right? It's like you had one job, was to redact our names, to respect our privacy, but yet you carefully took the time to redact all these powerful, rich men. So, you know, it's like, is it your department that can't keep up with, you know, are you guys being sloppy? You know, what's going on here? It's what we wonder every day. Where did it go wrong? And then I think we all realize now, oh, you guys really wanted to silence us. And you thought that you could scare us by putting our names out there. And to be honest with you, we've been through worse. This is nothing for us. If anything, this encourages us to speak more and not to be silenced. So we like to set the record here. If there are more files to be released, which we hope that these files that are released, they need to be, you know, the men that are, you know, the perpetrators that we did know about and that are out there now, they need to be investigated, and we cannot fail to do that as as the United States of America. We have other countries that are taking action in this, and we are doing absolutely nothing, and it is infuriating.
They're not doing anything. She's deflecting, and you're fine with that. You're totally fine with that.
I'm just glad that they're going to keep talking. My biggest fear is they would just be discouraged.
Keith, thank you, Keith, for the $5 super chat over on the Tubes of You. I appreciate you, Keith. Thank you so much for the support. Walt, I see that you're in the comments crying about me crying, supposedly. Where's that paper trail, Walt? Look, I'll write it down so that if you show up again on another day, I'm just going to ask you every single day you show up on YouTube, I need from Walt paper trail of e-donation to Jeffries. I want to see it.
And if it comes out, you'll see people say the same thing we say about Clinton.
Also
Fuck
not
Jeffries.
Defending Jeffries. I don't like him. He backs
Jeffries
off on a lot of his fucking statements and a lot of his legislation. Like, he's gonna pull out his burn book.
That's crazy. But no, you would not. Again, we aren't in a cult. You are. You will defend this man until you are absolutely out of breath. The man's gonna die. What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do then?
Let's see. What's this one I had? She spoke in that one. Let me find. We had, I'm pretty sure. All right. There's another victim statement for you.
To Ms. Bondi, we are deeply disappointed by the way you and your leadership in this department have treated survivors. And today, while you're being questioned, we ask you to look in the eyes of every single one of us and remember Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who paid the ultimate sacrifice for the trauma that she had endured. We ask you to remember the lives that we have lost during this process. Accountability means real answers, not evasion. It means transparency, not more hiding. To Ms.
So remember, Virginia Giuffre took her life last year. She was a victim of Jeffrey Epstein, Gislaine Maxwell, and formerly known as Prince Andrew. Yep, allegedly. I don't give a fuck. They're not going to sue me. He lost. Prince Andrew's fucked. He's done. Because guess what? The UK actually seems to give a fuck. People in the UK are losing their jobs. People in the UK are resigning just for being implicated. And yet for some reason in the United States, we're covering for ours. Kylie, that's crazy. Monster, you put something in the comments that I absolutely agreed with, which is they're just going to say they never agreed with it. Yeah. So what's going to happen is I've told Ari likes to tell people because when they're talking, they're like, I voted for Obama. Like it's some sort of Band-Aid. So Obama definitely won 100% of the fucking vote because all these people voted for Obama. In that same breath, it's going to be, I didn't vote for him. Trump is going to have 0% of the vote in the future.
Yep.
Steve, thank you for the jewels on the Tubes of You. I appreciate you. That's definitely what's going to happen. Because they're all going to be ashamed of what they did.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. You should be ashamed.
Because these people will proudly talk about Reagan all the fucking time.
Nobody here is defending Democrats. That's the problem, is you guys live in this world. Nobody's supporting these fucking people. Whoever covered up for it needs to go to jail. Reagan shut down asylums. Reagan granted amnesty.
Reagan wanted open borders. Do you not understand that? I don't think
His
most Trump
reasoning
supporters.
was terrible, but yeah, he did.
Yeah. Like,
Phone
I don't
lines
think
are
any
open,
Trump
guys.
like y'all are too scaredy cat to even call the number on your screen to even defend this.
30,000 likes, guys. You can do it. I believe in you on the TikTok. You can.
Grr. I done that. Grr.
You did it. You did it. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
So I did not vote in the most recent election just because I wasn't registered and I don't like Trump or Harris, but I'm not a centrist. I am very far left. I don't like Trump. I just want to say that. I just wanted to get my opinions out there somewhere. I physically cannot comprehend how people will bend over backwards and do all of these bullshit mental gymnastics to try to prove that Trump is innocent, that Trump is some sort of guy that cares about working class people or anybody that isn't a billionaire. I can't comprehend it because it's like, I live in Ohio, okay? There are places in Ohio that almost feel like the deep south that you go into. There will be people that just love Trump. They have Trump flags, Trump signs, and it's like, he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care. And it's like, I can't comprehend it because it's like, especially, I mean, even before the Epstein stuff, I knew he was a shady ass guy. Like,
No, and I agree with you. What I will advise you to do, though, is that never think, even if you don't like either of them, you need to commit to the process because it's still better to vote than it is not to vote. And if your vote didn't matter, they wouldn't be trying to take it so hard from you. So I would advise you to go into your Ohio local elections and see what you have going on for 2026 and vote. Thank you so much. Above Infinity, thank you so much for the $5 super chat over on the tubes. Young Trump supporters couldn't be alphas if they dry scooped 4 tubs of pre-workout per day. And they do. And you know how we know that they take the roids? Their faces will show it. Cystic acne.
Yep.
Show the fuck up. And y'all still skip leg day. I'm glad you look great up here. I could crush you like a watermelon with my thighs.
They look like tripods with their legs.
It's so weird. Skinny little stick legs. Don't skip leg day. Don't do it. Libertarian men give birth now? Okay, Loki, good for libertarian men.
Y'all get so pressed.
Oh, now liberals. Liberals have all the gay men. I literally talked. How long was I speaking to that guy from Texas yesterday who was a gay man who voted for Trump?
A long time.
A long time. So apparently we don't.
I was gonna say,
Gay
y'all
men are
could
the
look
weak
up
link.
Ken something on TikTok. That's a gay man for Trump. I think it's like Ken Carson or some shit. He looks like a Barbie doll.
Somebody said crush me, mommy. Links in bio. Mike. Links in bio, Mike.
Ken Carson. That is his name.
Ken Carson. Guys, we're at 74,000 likes with 7 minutes. Do it.
Also, imagine being a grown-ass man and being intimidated by feminine menstrual products. Imagine being a grown-ass man and being scared of fucking tampons.
Hello, husband.
Real quick, Justin needs commendation because the friggin' YouTube chat is a cesspool.
Justin needs super mod because he is fucking in the trenches. Like everybody. Yeah, everybody W Justin. He's over here usually on the TikTok chat too, listening. Justin's fucking amazing.
It's my first day I've sat in there, and it's like
I know.
Disgusting.
And it's crazy because when I gave it to him, he was very much like, oh, like, I don't want it. And I was like, I know, just, just like willy-nilly, whatever. But he's
And then look
those,
at him now.
In those fucking trenches. In the trenches.
I came in a little bit later, and I was trying to help
It's
clean
so
up,
funny.
and I'm like,
we'll be like
Justin's
muting
on
people
it.
at the same time.
I was trying to see if Justin
All
needed
right.
help, but I like kind
Well,
of sat
goodbye.
there, and I'm like, I don't think he needs help. I think Justin has this. But don't worry, Justin. I am there in spirit right now.
In spirit's crazy. They're upset in there. Democrat Party was always against gays until they needed their vote.
Sure. All political parties were.
But like, yeah, sure. Sure, I'll agree with you. Sure. But who's actively, again, we talk about this all the time. Blue says it all the time. Who's apathetic towards the LGBTQ and who is harmful towards the LGBTQ as somebody in the LGBTQ?
Justin said the help I need is not another mod, really. Fucking Justin.
I don't know if I can offer you that kind of help, Justin. Apologize. Somebody says they're pissed they voted for Trump.
Good, don't do it again. Well, you can't, but...
You can't. I mean, go ahead and try. Please.
Go for it. Do it.
Waste your ballot. That's fine.
Oh, what? Aww.
There's 174 of you in here. I know that you guys can do this.
By the way, friends, if you know Oya, make sure you guys are sending her some love and support. If you have her on Discord or you have her on TikTok, make sure you guys send her a quick message and give her some love and support. She's doing some schooling for the military. Yep, I said what I said. The military.
I'm not finding what you asked me to search for in the tubes chat, just so you know. I'm totally an op. Monster. No, you're not. It's not true.
Sometimes he is.
What was that?
Oya's like...
the military.
The military. The military. The thing you do, Chicky.
Just when did this come out?
Yeah.
Here, I'll play it again for you. Ready?
Undisputed. Just when did this come out?
Taro, my tube at is the same as here. It's just Monida. JUSTMONIDUH. Same as here.
My internet just took a shit on itself. What the fuck?
The election is over. Get over it. The election is over. You're right. Which is why when you guys come up and say, I voted for him because of this, I say, hey, newsflash, he won. We're not talking about that anymore. I'm asking why you still support him. Politics is an ongoing thing. It never ends. Currently, that brings up an important point, actually, now that I think about it. Speaking of the fact that politics is an ongoing thing, I know you guys think it's like football and the Super Bowl and that it's over and you can cry about Bad Bunny all you want to. It's still going. The SAVE Act has passed the House for the second time. It is a bill that will restrict voting, specifically a lot of the times for women. If you are forced to have a voter ID, it is also a poll tax, which is unconstitutional. It has passed the House, again, for the second time, which means it goes to the Senate. We need to call our senators and make sure that you tell them that you will not abide by them voting to pass the SAVE Act. Let's make sure it is dead on arrival like the one previously introduced and passed in the House in 2024 was. Make sure you're doing that. So again, you crying about the fact the election is over doesn't mean anything to me. It's not bad for Democrats, it's bad for everybody. Actually, it's probably going to be more bad for Republicans than it is anybody because most of the percentage of people who don't have access to these kinds of documents is mostly in rural red states. So you actually might shoot yourselves in the foot on that. I saw Kayla yell at me. Live chat. What did I say? Let's see. Declines to stay. Am I reading what Rob put, Kayla? Is that why I'm in live chat? Judge Anna Reyes declines to stay her order blocking Trump admin from revoking TPS status for Haitians. Also provides sampling, or yours, no, what you posted. Yeah, I saw that. The Trump administration revoked a scientific finding at the center of U.S. action to regulate greenhouse gas emissions and fight climate change, a significant rollback of regulations. I'm not shocked by that at all. He's destroying the entire fabric of having regulation on climate change because he doesn't believe in it because he's an idiot. So let me finish reading what Rob said, though. Judge Anna Reyes declines to stay her order blocking, meaning that she is not going to put a stay or a stop on her own order, blocking the Trump admin from revoking TPS status for Haitians, also providing examples of vulgar and blunt threats she has received in recent days. Quote, "I don't mind being called the C word," said Judge Reyes, before quoting from various threats she has said she has received. Quote, "I hope you lose your life by lunchtime. God damn you. I hope you went alive today. The best you could do, help America, is to eat a munition." That's some of the threats she received as a judge. I wonder which side is sending her those threats.
Do I have to reset again?
You guys, you voted for a pedophile. That's it. That's all.
They did.
You voted for a felon. That's it. That's all. You voted for somebody who wanted to make himself and his rich buddies even richer. Obama's name is on the list, Samuel says.
Throw him under the prison.
He's not, though. You want to see where he is listed? We can go over it. Let's go to their library. Here. See, I click it quite a lot. It's purple already. Epstein library. I'm not a robot. Yes, I'm 18 years of age. Just type a search Obama. All right. Let's go this one. What we got? This is from the office of Terj Larson.
Wait, turd large? What?
Terj. It says Terj.
Oh.
Terj.
I thought you said turd something.
Let's see. Article. Let's do
Obama.
Inside the jealous
Obama.
feud between the Obamas and Hildebeest Clintons. Okay, so an article. Yep, article. Okay. These are articles he was sent. Okay, so news articles. Let's go back. Let's go to the next one. What do we got? Obama's stand-up routine. Hulu. The Obama administration. Obama pokes fun at Biden press. Okay, so a news article. What else we got? Are we going to have emails about him and Epstein or him and Gislaine? Are we having that? Yes, this is the Epstein files. Obama announces that he spoke with Iranian President Hassan Rouhani by phone. HuffPost. So another article. Okay. What else we got? Guys, keep getting those likes up. I'm just bullshitting now until I would like to hit that 100,000 likes. HuffPost again, how Democrats blew it. So an article. So where are we getting emails? Are we getting photos of them together? I'm waiting. Where is this information, guys? I have no problem going with it. Oh, from Terj Larson again. So more articles with Obama's name in. Where are these emails? Where is he at in here? Business Insider, another article. I'm waiting, guys. Where's this information? Oh, more articles. What else we got? Okay, here's an email. What is the difference? This is to Jeffrey Epstein. We don't know who it's from. They redacted the name. What is the difference between Sarkozy, Netanyahu, and Obama? What is the difference between them? That's it. That's it? That's all the email was. Somebody sent this to him saying, what's the difference between Sarkozy, Netanyahu, and Obama? Okay, so no direct link yet there. Where we got, guys? How many pages do you want to go through? English is a difficult language for some. This is from Jeffrey Epstein, or to Jeffrey Epstein, from, again, a redacted. When Maury met Obama, he mistakenly saw some sort of meme. Where is it, guys? Huh. Waiting.
Where are you?
Oh, here it is in color. Same email, but in color. Where is it, guys? Where is it? Yes, Roger, I have the call line open still. It's
but
not a
you
joke.
won't call.
It's sad. It's Blue Eyes. It's not a joke. But if you're going to say that he's in the files, I want to see where he's implicated. Throw him under the jail if he is. But all I'm finding are articles. So what do you got? What do you got for me? Give me the actual document that he's listed. Because I've been told that Cristiano Ronaldo's in there too, and he's not. And actually, when you search Ronaldo, nothing comes up. What you got? Huh? He's the one that reported Epstein to the police. No, he didn't. Did you not see what that phone call was about? Let's do that too. Ready? You're not going to like it. It's not on your side. I can't spell and we ignore that. No, no, I did spell it right. Okay. See, that was about Caroline Levitt not being able to. All right. Levitt said she did not know if the call had occurred, saying it is something that may or may not have happened in 2006. 2006, saying that he called them. Did he? We don't have proof of that. Can you guys prove that to me? Prove to me that he called and ratted him out. The only information we have, which I don't have that email, is a call he supposedly made after Epstein's conviction or arrest, where he said, you guys did a great job. We all knew what he was doing. So why didn't they call it in? Interesting. Guys, 86,000 likes. We're getting there.
Keep doing it. If you guys don't hit 100K by the time we end, I'm not going live.
I know you guys can do it. There's 166 of you in here. You guys can do it.
I fixed my internet. I don't know what the fuck happened. It just like went really loudly. I was so concerned.
We'll never get the full unredacted file. Sure.
That's a problem.
If it's of harm to the survivors, if it is of their names, I'm fine with that. The problem is what they are redacting is names that we know are in there that are possible co-conspirators like Les Wexner. Why was his name redacted? Why is he not being investigated? Alan Dershowitz, why is he not being investigated? The problem is what some of them are doing.
Ignore the fire truck behind me. They always come, like, around us.
Why? Let me get the BBC article on the phone call. I have to put it through the paywall remover. Having to pay for the news is capitalism at its finest.
It's controlled media.
True. Okay. What? Why is there a brick wall in my face? Get out of here. All right. Ex-police chief said Trump told him in 2006 everyone knew of Epstein's behavior. A former Florida police chief, I don't know why I said it like that, a former Florida police chief said he received a call from Donald Trump in 2006 in which the now president told him everyone knows about Jeffrey Epstein's behavior, according to an FBI document released by the Justice Department. The document is a written record of a 2019 FBI interview with the former Palm Beach police chief who alleges Trump called him after the department launched an investigation into Epstein and said, quote, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." So why didn't you call? Why didn't he call them? Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
Hello?
Hi, age, state, who did you vote for? Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
Hello?
Oh my God. Yes, there's also an email. About Jeffrey saying that Trump knew about the girls. Again, these are allegations. Why aren't they being investigated? Why is Pam Bondi covering up for it? Why did she not answer a single question yesterday? You guys don't care about that. I don't know why. 95,000 likes. You guys are doing amazing. Mile High Heathen. Yeah, we talked about that. I showed the picture where obviously the administration is keeping track of what they're searching within the Epstein files. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for? Turn stream off in background when call. Call, answer, say hello. It's not an echo. They're playing my stream in the background still.
Guys, you're almost there.
I don't know why.
And then I'll go live, I swear. I promise.
I don't know why you guys keep covering for him. Or maybe you guys are also just pedophiles. Maybe that's why.
Oh.
Maybe that's why you're covering for him. Because you can't let it go.
Probably. Sorry.
Belchy Belch, I know. I'm having issues with connecting my mic to the Google Voice and then to this. I'll mess with that. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
So how much money are you making from this stream?
Depends on the day. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
How much money are you making from this stream?
I said it depends on the day. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Can I get your age, say who you voted for?
Sure. I'm 35. I live in Colorado, and I voted for Kamala Harris. Now, can I get yours?
Wow, that is absolute.
I know. Cry harder, bitch. I'm glad you figured out how to finally do the call on your third attempt. Third time's the charm, babe. Glad you figured out you have to turn the
Why
stream
did he,
off.
like, stuff the microphone in his nose?
Because, I mean, he couldn't figure it out the first 2 times, so.
All right, let me go get situated.
100,000 likes. Yay. I'm going to kick Olive. We love you. We'll come raid you.
We bite.
Belchy Belch. Yeah, I'm going to look at OBS and try and fix that and see if I can get the audio functioning on all. If not, I'll get it tonight with Brother Mod. So, yeah. Give you guys cry. W, TikTok. W, guys. I appreciate you. I know I was hounding you and harassing you and what have you, but I do appreciate you guys hitting that 100,000 like goal. We did not hit my daily goal. I still had 66 left on my goal today, which is disappointing. I do try to research this stuff to get outlines for you. I have no problem researching on the fly. I talk to these people so you don't have to. So I'd appreciate it if you guys, you know, boop that up. Not Brandatello, not at giving the gum to Trump. That's wild. But W Brandatello, thank you so much. I'm giving it to Trump. I'm going to take it away from him. No, his mouth's still there. I don't think. Wild. Anyway, all right. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget, this is the President of the United States.
Undisputed. Just when did this come out?
Unfortunately for us. But I do appreciate you guys. We're going to go raid Olive. That's our plan. Going to go raid Olive. Do a Monty raid on Olives. I will be back tomorrow, Friday. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope. Okay. Got all the super chats. Got all of that. Got all of that. I'm going to go raid Olive. I will be back tomorrow. 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. It's Friday, so yay. Tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Thank you to Lenati. Thank you, Parkers. Thank you, Juicy Juice Godfrey. And thank you, that was on this one. Thank you, Rodney, on the Palpay. I appreciate you guys so much for your support today. Let's make sure we go and support Olive, do all the good things, tap that screenshot of the live out, and hit out her goal as well. We didn't get mine, but maybe we can get hers today. So let's do that. So I appreciate you guys. Number 1 song. Let's get out of here. Go raid Olive.
What's going to happen?
Murder rate already going down.